Hello guys, today I'm in Ileife and I'm at Omidron Paul's Gallery on Ede Road, just very close to the University of Obafemi Awolowo University. And this gallery is very very specific because it's owned by one person, and all the artworks here, normally in the thousands, are all by one person. So, I mean, I'm so intrigued to go and find out how one person, could do so much of these artworks and how it's been for him. So let's get going.
I'm African. I'm African. We are African. We are African. My dear Africa. Africa. We should not discriminate. We should love each other. We be one home.
My name is Omidron Paul Boladi. I'm the director of Omidron African Art Gallery, Ede Road at Ileife. I graduated from Obafemi Awolowo University some 25 years ago. I studied fine art. I decided to establish the gallery in 2000, year 2000. So I'm into production of artworks and also exhibiting them in and outside the country.
I asked Mr. Omidron how he feels as an artist who has created a gallery for himself, therefore making him different from the rest of the others.
I've tried to maximize it to a large extent. Initially I didn't have it in mind to open a gallery, because it's believed, opening a gallery is believed to be a business aspect of art. So most people that are gallery owners, they are not gallery see gallery owners that are artists, very rare cases. But in my own case, I had the opportunity of working with a gallery. I graduated in 95, I worked with a gallery in 96, Aragon Gallery in Ikorodu Road, Lagos. So that was actually what prompted the idea in me, and I've always had it in mind that I'm going to work towards achieving my own gallery. Even though it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of time too, devotion, dedication, so many things involved to arrive here today, and we thank God for that.
Mr. Omidron Paul said about his university education at Obafemi Awolowo University that it was more or less like a platform, a beam to establish himself, and not basically what he was taught is what he's practicing today.
Doing today is literally different from what I learned in school. But when I was in the university, I studied graphics, and graphics is totally different from what I'm doing today. But I learned the basics, like the principles of art, like the study of colors, complementary colors, triadic, all these color rules and those basics, color wheel, understanding it and the application. Those basics were taught in school. But for everyone that graduated from that same department, you must forge ahead, a lot ahead, to be able to differentiate yourself and your style in the market. So what I'm doing now, we've had a lot of graduates from OAU. Nobody, no single person is doing the same thing that I'm doing now. So mine is totally different. Also, we have some other graduates from the same university too, that what they do are totally, like Dr. Kokolana is an exceptional artist too, in metalworks. He too got the basics from OAU, but he developed himself, to be able to do what he's doing today. So the university generally teaches you the basic, and if you are not, dedicated enough to develop it on your own and take it to another level, you probably end up as maybe secondary school teacher, primary school teacher, police. We have a lot of our mates, our juniors, working as police officers. Many of them are pastors, so it's like that. But when you are given the basic and you are going extra length to work on it, then sky's the limit. Just as it is, we find out so it is with every other department too. In law, in medicine, in pharmacy, people take things to another level. They really want to be different from their peers.
The key signature of majority of his artworks is that they are 3D effect, that is the pop out of the image. I asked him how he found this style and why he decided to do it.
Art is taught in so many schools, by the Polytechnic, Yabatech, and most people have the same style, same technique, same format. There's a conventional style that most people follow. Conventional trend that most people follow, and so many clients, or let me say supposed clients, they say, I've seen this type of so many type of this, so I've noticed that since my inception, since my initial time of going to her. So since then I've been thinking, what can I do to make it different? And again, the Chinese, they've done a lot of damage to our heart. Because when you just use oil on canvas, it's a flat painting. But the Chinese take the picture. By the time the Chinese people take the picture, they print it out. They even give it some effects that it will make it look so original. At the end of the day, you both Harvard knows the same thing. While you are looking forward to selling yours for maybe about 300,000, the Chinese are ready to sell their own for 5,000. So automatically, they will run you out of the market. That was why I thought I should do something to create high relief impression on a flat surface that cannot be printed. Because no matter how smart the Chinese people are, in several of my exhibitions in Lagos, in the US, they've tried to come around to take pictures thinking that it's something people mass produce, but it's never been possible for them. Well, it has 3D effect. So basically, 3D effect means you have to sit down, you have to carve, you have to create things with your own hand. It cannot be machine generated. It's not something that machine do for you. It's not possible. So it has to be something you have to be able to do yourself with your hands. So there are several materials that I use to achieve this. In certain cases, I use metal, I use wood, I use clothing material, I use leather, I use sawdust, fiberglass, different materials. I keep experimenting every day, just bag, to come up with various kind of materials. And if you look at that works one by one, there are various kind of materials that I use on each one of them.
Mr. Omidiran said it takes him from as fast as 3 hours to as far as 3 months to create a single piece.
There are some that might take me a whole month to do. So I have some examples there that I can show you. Do this like in 2 hours. Do this in 2 hours. And this one, in space, it's a minimum of 1 month.
Okay.
That's the minimum of 1 month. This is a very painstaking and time-taking art as well. It has a lot of 3D constructions. You can see them bulging out. So, and with the size again, this is a 4 feet by 4 feet size, and the star. So this actually took some time as well. Let's say maybe about 2 weeks on this. But averagely, I try to do maximum of a week on one work. Maximum.
You're watching this video right now, and you're yet to subscribe. Man, that means you're gonna miss on our next videos. Hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. I don't want to remind you when the next video is out, He has this little piece of advice to give to young artists who are trying to start out themselves in Nigeria and Ife particularly, and generally to young Nigerian youths.
To open a gallery in a place like Ife. When I wanted to do this, a lot of my friends were trying to advise me against it. Why do you have to waste so much money on investing in Ife? What is Ife? Yeah, they're actually right, but I had my own target too while I was doing this. Remember, I told you I was born in Lagos, I grew up in Lagos. I did my NYSC in Lagos. My dad is a professor at the University of Lagos, so all my life I've been in Lagos. And when I graduated, I worked with a gallery there. So I've had the opportunity of meeting so many people, having so many clients. The only thing that brought me back to Ife was when I wanted to come back for my master's. So it was I had to resign at the place I was working in Lagos to come back to Ife and do the master. And after I completed it, that was 2000. I just decided, let me just start up here. And as an artist, you could actually stay anywhere. It does not matter where you stay. Your clients can always get to you from different angles. Just this morning now, I've been to Campus Gate to send like 5 paintings to Lagos. Someone will collect them at Toyota and distribute to the various clients. So, for me, the location does not make any much difference. But if I want to be truthful, there's not been so much sales right here in Ife. So most of my clients still come from Abuja, from Port Harcourt, from Lagos. And it's because we've known for long. Many of them will tell me, can I bring works for them? I'll tell them, see, if I'm bringing to you, there's limitation to what my car can carry. So, but if you are able to come yourself, we have more than 300 artworks, printing pieces here. So, and most of them prefer that. You know, they prefer when they have the varieties to be able to choose from, rather than maybe me taking like 20 in my car to them. So they'll be limited to choosing from just the 20. So I always do that, and I also, I also advise them that if they come, I will give them some good deal because they are traveling all the way down. So because of that, most of them we have built a relationship in such a way that they don't mind coming down. So most times that's what they do now. So the patronage in Ife has not been so fascinating or so encouraging. But then, once in a while, it may not be an every time thing, but once in a while, say you have some good clients. Sometimes some people that are not even from Ife, they're just passing through, just driving and they see the gallery and they enter, and before you know it, they give us a lot of good patronage. So it's always been like that. So basically, I would advise a young artist to say, okay, you want to start gallery, you want to start in Ife. It's not, it's what I've built upon over years that I'm reaping by the trends that are coming around. And I also have a lot of clients in the US. In fact, I just came back in the US last month. I went for an SB in February, and 6 months COVID. I was locked up there for 6 months. So I just got back. All through the 6 months, I was still working over there. Even when I came back, some of the clients that I met over there, they've been requesting, with this social media now, on WhatsApp, on all this, it's a matter of just forwarding pictures, and once they like it, we talk about price, and once there's an agreement, I just send to them. And most of them, when they get the work, they are even over-excited, because it's much more than what they were expecting. Like 3, 4, 5 of them have told me that, wow, pictures did not do justification to your work. We thought that they were just flat, but when we saw it in reality with the 3D, wow. So it's been like that. So basically, my clients are from all over, not just very few. Advice is for any young person, whatever you can learn, because with the situation of the country now, there's really no hope in looking up to the government to come and create a job for you, to come and do this for you. Forget that you are a graduate. Being a graduate does not even mean anything these days. So it's what you're able to do with your own hands. Some people are learning cake, some how to make men food, some. Yeah, there are so many things to learn. So basically, just learn something. You have to do something with your own hands. Create something that you can market, that you can sell. And once you know it, you are assured that for life, you have something that will be fetching you, a source of income for sustenance. So it's very important for every young person, apart from whatever course you have done in the university, still learn to do something. Even if it's ordinary photography, learn to do something. It's very important.
We went to Mr. Omiriron Paul's house, not too far away from the gallery. At his apartment, he has an in-house gallery which houses more other artworks. The house is symbolic of an artist with so much tranquility and many artworks to inspire. Mr. Paul has a team behind him. One of them is brother, who is involved in placing these stones into those carvings that have already been made. There is also the apprentice who is involved in finishing the work with paintings. Young man who does the wood carvings. Mr. Omiriron Paul gave us a first-hand view on how his work is completed from start to finish.